I'm Brian Fender, President of the Institute of Knowledge Transfer. People understand now that all the big challenges we face, climate change, the alleviation of poverty, better health, and the creation of long-lasting jobs depend on innovation and with it knowledge transfer. And the lifeblood of innovation is research and development. But where knowledge transfer really bites is when you take the results of research and point them firmly towards benefit of either the economy or society more generally. The Institute is concerned with supporting the people who make the knowledge transfer happen. Taking the results of research or the outcomes of research and turning them to benefit. Sometimes that seems like an easy process. It really isn't. It's difficult. You need imaginative people. You need people who are skilled. You need people who are well trained. And the Institute exists to support just those individuals.
In the 7 years that I've been involved, and it's a very big part of my career, I've seen a growing awareness and recognition in businesses of the value that academics could bring to them. Every university now has somebody in place, or a team in place in fact, to work in that interface between business and the academics for knowledge transfer. And it's been particularly interesting to note the growth of organisations such as Oral, the birth of the Institute of Knowledge Transfer, some of the training events that have been put on place for KT professionals, and in particular events such as the London Knowledge Transfer Awards, which demonstrates the growing recognition of the profession.
We realise that the world is changing so quickly, so we just have to either bring in new products or new systems, or very often, and this involves knowledge transfer too, improve the things we're doing. And that arises, of course, because there's much more global competition. Competition is intensifying all the time. And the way you beat it is by having better innovation, which leads in the end to better products and better systems.
In the current climate, more than ever, universities need to stay competitive and attract businesses to come and work with us. And the IKT membership gives me is it brings together people from universities doing what I do, but it also brings together people from government agencies, from development agencies, private consultants, and people from across the world. So it's a very strong platform for that collaboration and for sharing information and ideas.
The recession is a shock to the system, and when you have a shock to the system, you look around. It makes you more sensitive to change, more sensitive therefore for introducing new ideas. So I don't think innovation and knowledge transfer will be just a magic wand which make the recession go away. What the recession will do is alert people to the importance of change, of innovation, of making the most of the knowledge which often is around them, which is not perhaps that difficult to get to.
And what business needs to do is to create wealth to get out of the recession. And that means producing better results on reduced budgets. So in simple terms, there's two ways forwards. Either it's a question of managing and exploiting the knowledge that you have better, faster, more effectively, which is knowledge management. Or identifying someone else's knowledge and transferring it into your business, which is knowledge transfer. Now, knowledge management and knowledge transfer are the skills that the Institute for Knowledge Transfer is trying to foster. And the best single source available today that's very keen to participate in this is the UK universities and public sector research establishments. They've got a role to play, they want to help, and if anything, they're undervalued and underexploited as a resource. So right today, the smart money should invest in the companies that are connecting into that resource.
I think there are two things about the Institute which are important and we shouldn't lose sight of and shouldn't take them for granted. The first is the focus on individuals. This is about encouraging individuals not just to follow, but to lead, whatever organisation they're in, public sector or private sector or voluntary organisations, for them to feel that they themselves should contribute, not wait to be asked, but to take a lead. The second point, I think, which is important to get across is that knowledge transfer is not technology transfer. Now, technology transfer is enormously important. I mean, a lot of the things we do depend on having the technology and having the technology working as well as possible. But actually, some of the big issues that we will have to face in future involve multidisciplinarity which goes beyond pure technology. You have to bring in social scientists, lawyers, business people, as well as your engineers. And that, I think, is one of the messages of the Institute, is that it is genuinely broadly based to include almost anybody who can contribute to knowledge transfer. So the power of the individual and the range of individuals can never be too great.